at you with another video. So I came across this little article that was written on a website called boxingnews24.com, and it was talking about the fact that Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin was basically announced for August 22nd. The fight will be taking place in, they say, Eddie Hearn's childhood home in his back garden. I don't know wherever that place is, but they say that's where the fight's going to be taking place. And I want to read you some of the things that this guy said in this article. He puts, all right, Povetkin can still punch, but his speed, stamina, and his chin aren't at the level where they were years ago. The Whyte-Povetkin fight probably won't be big enough to motivate the Dazn subscribers to restart their suspended subscriptions for the U.S. boxing fans. It's the wrong two heavyweights. It's a decent fight, but not good enough to get American fans excited enough to pay to watch it on Dazn. If Whyte had chosen to fight a good heavyweight like Daniel Dubois, Andy Ruiz, or even Luis Ortiz, people would like to see these fights. Would Whyte be willing to risk his WBC mandatory spot fighting any of those fighters? I don't think so. Those guys are too good. And the 32-year-old Whyte has looked horrible lately in his wins over Derek Chisora, Marius Wack, and Joseph Parker. Fans would prefer that Whyte selected someone younger than the 40-year-old Povetkin, but he's not going to risk his WBC mandatory spot. So, this is what I don't get. This guy says that fans are not excited to watch him fight Alexander Povetkin. And he says this because Alexander Povetkin is supposedly not a threat, and Alexander Povetkin is old, right? He's 40 years old. And instead, Whyte should have picked a good heavyweight like a Daniel Dubois, a Andy Ruiz Jr., or Luis Ortiz. And then maybe fans would be into, paying their subscription on Dazn to watch, or at least American fans, to watch this fight happen. But why would they want to see him fight Luis? You do realize Luis Ortiz is older than Alexander Povetkin, right? In this article, he says that Alexander Povetkin is too old. The fans want to see him fight somebody younger, and then they would probably be into watching this fight. But then he mentions Luis Ortiz, who's older than Alexander Povetkin. He mentions Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois is a prospect. Daniel Dubois has a fight coming up with, I can't believe I forgot his name. I absolutely lost his name. It left my mind. But he has a fight coming up, Daniel Dubois. Andy Ruiz Jr. is not trying to fight no Dillian Whyte right now. Andy Ruiz Jr. is going to fight probably Chris Arreola. He's going to have an easy tune-up fight. He's not trying to fight a dangerous fight in Dillian Whyte. And like I said, you kind of contradict yourself. You say that he should fight a younger guy, but then he says Luis Ortiz, who's older than Alexander Povetkin. Alexander Povetkin has fought better opposition than Luis Ortiz. He's been in there with guys like Anthony Joshua, Vladimir Klitschko. He's been in there with dudes like that. Luis Ortiz's only legit opponent was against, what's his name? Deontay Wilder twice. That's it. When you're comparing resumes, Alexander Povetkin has done better and has a better resume and a more stacked resume than someone like Luis Ortiz. I like that fight. It's happening on August 22nd, my B-day, my birthday, so I'm excited for that. That's a good gift for me. So I don't understand the problem with Alexander Povetkin versus Dillian Whyte. The only thing I agree with this is that he did say that Dillian Whyte didn't look that great in his last few fights. I thought he looked bad against Marius Wack. That's one thing I'll say. He looked out of shape and he looked sluggish. But I thought he looked good against Joseph Parker. He said he looked horrible against Joseph Parker. I thought he looked good against Joseph Parker. I thought he knocked out Derek Chisora in spectacular fashion. So I don't agree with that. And again, why would he fight? Oh yeah, Daniel Dubois is fighting Joe Joyce. That's who he's fighting. So he's already busy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't understand why. I don't agree with this